Good afternoon, everyone. What's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Cecil Williams. How you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Cimifly Live. This is actually the fifth episode, episode 5. I'm gonna wait till at least one or two people come in to get started. But got in the background some Dreezy Lick, Sierra Leonean, well, they say rapper, artist, whatever. One of the most popular right now. Kid is buzzing. What up, bro? What's going on? Yeah, so today's topic is going to be about mindset. So it's going to be an interesting one. Like I said, won't take too long. Try to keep these things to about 20-25 minutes. So we're about a minute past. So we're going to get started. Anyway, check out Dreezy Lick. His new song, Popular. Anyway, pretty good song anyway. So let me just pause that so it's not on the background and hearing all that. But cool. Let's get started. How's everybody doing today? It's Tuesday out here in Atlanta. It's raining actually. It's been raining all day. I was out for a bit, but it's gotten better now. I'm inside, so I'm in the sweater and all that good stuff. So, like I said, my name is Cecil Williams, and this is episode 5 of the Cimifly Live, the Entrepreneur's Journey. And today's topic is about mindset. But before I get into talking about mindset, I kind of wanted to put a little plug for my Cimifly Money. So today's episode is brought to you by Cimifly Money, a platform built to help empower my community with financial literacy and to live better financial lives. You can check us out on Cimifly, CIMIFLY.medium.com. So that's where we host all our writings and stuff like that for now. What's up, Gina? So check it out. But like I said, today's topic is mindset. So I always like to start off with a few quotes. And from those quotes, we kind of delve a little bit more into our topics. So first one is going to be, instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Roy T. Bennett. That's the first one. And essentially, basically, what this is saying is, I think as human beings or as people, we worry too much about the outcome of things before they even happen without us even thinking about, or we're worrying about, okay, if I do this, if I ask for this person's going to say no, this person's going to say this. It's almost like we worry about an outcome that we picture versus just saying do it and see what happens. And if it doesn't happen in your favor, you fix it. You pick yourself back up. If it happens in your favor, then you'd have never known if you never asked. So just go ahead and do these things. The second one is, action is a great restorer and builder of confidence. Inaction is not only the result, but the cause of fear. Perhaps the action you take will be successful. Perhaps different actions or adjustments will have to follow. But any action is better than no action at all. Exactly what I just said. So at the end of the day, I think we have to take action. We cannot worry about what the outcome is before we even go into it. We're not fortune tellers. We can't play God with the decisions that we make, because not doing something leads to inaction, and then it's going to lead to you not taking steps to doing the things that you should and you want to do in your life. The third one is, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Makes sense. I found these 3 quotes, and I think, I read through a bunch of these things, and I think this one made the most, the I guess the progression of these 3 quotes made a lot of sense, because lately, with some of the things that I've been trying to accomplish and do, it's almost like the universe conspires to say, okay, if you say positive things, put positive messages out there, you tell people, or just even your own self manifestations of the things that you want to do, God just kind of makes everything align for you and move in the right directions. And you get these signs, or you get these things that come at you, and you're like, oh snap, this is exactly what I was thinking about. Oh snap, this person was reading my mind. Just those kinds of things. Or you get messages, you get emails from people. And what's up, Marion? How you doing? How's the car? Good? Awesome. So going back, you just get these things essentially where people, everything just aligns and it keeps moving in the right direction that you need it to move. So yeah. So now let's get into some of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about. I wrote in my flyer that I normally put out, your attitude dictates your outcome. And what's going to happen to you will happen regardless. I mean, and that's kind of, if you kind of are someone who believes in a higher power and that kind of stuff, it's like Nas has a song, it is written. We cannot dictate what happens in the future. We, as much as we try to control it, we can only execute from our ideas or the things that we've put in motion to keep going. So I think our mindset is very, very important, that we stay having a positive mindset. Now, this is a reality. I'm not saying everybody's going to stay here and have a positive mindset every single day, every single moment of their lives. But at the end of the day, it's the same with everything, where people say if you want to succeed, you have to show consistency and all those things. So it's the same with your mindset, wherein I'm recently reading a book called The Gap and the Gain, and it recognizes that we're going to be in the gap every so often, but we have to use those experiences to continuously put ourselves in the gain, which is obviously in of high spirits. So when you think about mindsets, I think things happen for people when they have mindset shifts. For me, a lot of has happened over the last year. What's up, Crystal? What's going on, bro? You good? A lot has happened in the last 12 to 18 months because I had a mindset shift and things like that. But I think what a mindset shift affords you is your ability to change and fulfill your true potential. I think our potential is just energy. My wife and I were talking about this yesterday, wherein, like I said, your potential is just essentially, it's just energy. I think, I mean, you convert energy into motion if you go into science, but it's the same thing if you take the mindset, you convert that energy into motion, and that energy can come in different forms. There's negative energy, there's neutral energy, and there's positive energy. But if you take a perfect example of this, like as she discussed, and she gave me this idea, and I thought it was brilliant. She said, if you take a magnet and you put that on a table next to these, let's say, pencil shavings or things of that nature, it attracts it. It pulls these shavings towards that magnetic force. And you can see that as positive energy. And that's a bigger force moving in a direction or pulling something in the direction that it wants to pull it. So it's the same ideology of, if you surround yourself with positive minded people, if you surround yourself with people that are going in the same direction that you want to go, more than likely your mindset is going to shift. There's a guy I follow, Sleepers for Suckers, online, David Chance, and he also gave an example about this, where he said, if you're in a room full of people, let's say 5 of you or so, something up to that extent, and everybody's smoking, and somebody gives you a cigarette, more than likely you're going to take it because everybody's smoking. However, if you're in the same room of 5 people, nobody's smoking, and you pull out a cigarette and you offer it to one person, and that person says no, more than likely you're going to put it away because nobody's smoking. So essentially what he's trying to say is, you surround yourself with a certain group of people that are aligned with your goals, you're more than likely going to move in the same direction. But when you think of negative energy, it's like the idea of crabs in a barrel, where people say they keep pulling you back. So if you go and surround yourself with the people, not necessarily negative people, but people that are just not going in the direction that you want to go, then more than likely you're going to be sidetracked. You're not going to be dedicated. You're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to be doing the things that you need to do. So it's all about a mindset shift. And mindset shifts also come with, I think, reading. I mean, yes, we, in today's world, we consume a lot of stuff. I mean, on this platform right now, people are consuming this stuff through social media. We spend a lot of time consuming a lot of information through social media and all these things. But one of the things I discovered in the last 12 months or so is reading. I got a mentor, and before we even started doing things, he realized I had certain self-limiting beliefs. And in order for me to overcome those, there was nothing he could probably say, because I think everything we want to do and accomplish deep down as human beings, we know what we have to do. Sometimes we need people to pull it out of us. We need support systems. We need a mindset shift. And to get these mindset shift at times, I think this is where books come in. So the first book he gave me to read was The Four Agreements. So go check it out. I've forgotten the writer of it, but just check out The Four Agreements. Awesome book. And I read that, and then he gave me another book. I don't have The Four Agreements with me. The next book was The Celestine Prophecy. So I read that. And even most recently, he gave me the book Think and Grow Rich, which aligns with just all the things that I want to accomplish and do as an entrepreneur. Now, these books, as I read them and so many other books, are helping shift my mind. They're helping me ask questions. They answer questions, but they make me curious. And we have these discussions. What did you get from this? What did you think of this concept? What did you think of this ideology? And these things open your mind to asking more and more questions of yourself, of your capabilities, of the things that you want to do, of the things that you're fearful of doing. So for me, I mean, even with getting on here, public speaking, I mean, it wasn't a thing of mine. I didn't grow up in an environment where public speaking was a thing. Didn't see anybody who was a public speaker and that type of stuff. So if someone tells you to go speak in front of a crowd, I'm probably scared. I don't know what to do. My heart starts beating. But I took a class in university where my professor, it was a speech class, gave me some coping mechanisms. So I'll share that with you. So for anybody who's afraid of public speaking, when you walk into a room filled with people, it doesn't matter, 10, 100, pick 3 sides of the room, pick 3 people, engage with those people, look at them and talk to them. Those people are going to feel, whether special or intimidated, it doesn't matter, to cope. And every time you turn to the left, you pick that person, you look at the same person. The center, you pick the same person, right? You pick the same person and that type of stuff. So you're not necessarily, you're talking to the room, they're seeing you're engaging the room, but you've only picked 3 people or even 2 people to pay attention to have a conversation with, which is almost like an intimate conversation, but the room is wild at how you are interacting with them. And ever since, I mean, this was in college. So ever since then, it's helped me overcome the limiting belief that I could speak in front of people, but I still had the beliefs of just going live and being able to talk to people and being able to interact with people in this social experiment and all these things. But every time you remember the foundations that you've laid, it should help you to overcome that fear. And most importantly, you have to take action. You have to do what's necessary for you to just go and get to the next level. So I think you really have to nurture and feed the mind. You have to feed the mind. And one last example I will give is, I've been trading, or you can kind of say messing with the financial markets for probably 8 to 9 years. And most recently, I took the stance of long-term investing because there was a time a few friends and I had a trading group. We were day trading and doing all that. We learned some very interesting and important lessons from that. So my friends have been trying to get me into options, or I would say I've been trying to get myself into options trading. But every time they would explain it to me, it sounded like gibberish. It sounded like science. It sounded like just things I just couldn't understand. I had a block. Something just wasn't registering. So every time I went somewhere, if people were talking about stocks, we would have the conversations. But as soon as they switched to options, I would kind of just blank out, find my way out of it because I didn't understand it. I was too ashamed to even ask to say, can you explain this to me? But even when they explained these things to me, it just didn't make sense. Do you feel like that? Don't lie. I know some of y'all feel like that because I'm not the only one, but I'm not too ashamed to say this. So last year, October, I got this options trading, I guess you can kind of say course or whatever with the Motley Fool for 3 months, well, till the end of the year, never touched it because I was just intimidated by this whole idea of learning options. So over Christmas, traveled, came back, and I said to myself, this year, I'm going to teach myself options. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm not just going to watch YouTube videos or ask people. So friend explained it to me again, started understanding things little by little because I made the effort. I made the mindset shift that I wanted to. I was going to take action in doing what was necessary to get to that goal. So I then watched a video on YouTube. I will find that video on YouTube, and for those who want to check this out later, I will put a link in the in my YouTube. So go out and check out Cimifly. Just follow me on YouTube. And this is episode 5. You're going to find the link in there. And this guy had a 22-minute video that explained it in the simplest manner. He kind of equated it to life insurance or insurance, car insurance. And because most of us understand that, he found a way to explain options utilizing or using the example of insurance in a 22-minute video with a friend of his and some practical things. And it's almost like he just unlocked something in my brain, in my mind, that just literally again shifted. And I'm like, oh my God, this has been so easy. Now, obviously that's the start, but to think that 3 months ago, 6 months ago, this was a conversation I didn't even want to have. This was just a conversation I didn't want to have because I just didn't understand it. Just couldn't figure it out. I just thought this was just rocket science. And I set goals. February, I started trading. I found this alert system. So I was just literally following what they were doing while at the same time reading and all that type of stuff. I'm the kind of person where I probably don't jump into paper trading where I should do the safe things. I just kind of jump into it. And didn't make a lot of money the first month, evened out. March, started picking it up. Now in April, I'm in full swing. I still have a lot to learn, but to think that 3 months ago, I knew nothing about this thing. And now today, I'm having conversations with people that are intelligent, that are informed, because I decided to dive in and say, I'm going to try to understand this thing. And I unlocked something through education, and I'm continuing to educate myself, not just by watching YouTube videos or things like that, reading books, enrolling in courses to make sure this is something that I want to benefit myself and my family. So I'm going to have to do what it takes to understand it. But it all took a mindset shift to be able to do that. But when my mind shifted, I overcame my fears and I took action. So I think those are the things that I think with everyone we should think about. We all know what we want to accomplish in life. We've thought about our dreams. Sometimes fear of the unknown holds us back, or limiting beliefs, people telling you this is not what we do. This is not our culture. People from where we come from don't do these things, or people don't look like us that do these things. Yes, there's barriers that you might not be able to control, but deep down, you know what that fear is. Your goal should be to try to find and surround yourself with people who are going to help you unlock getting over that fear, getting over that belief. Because if you do, trust me, those people have gone through similar or the same circumstances, so they know what you're going through. They make you feel comfortable, and they're going to help you unlock that. If you don't do that, more than likely you might not. I mean, because it to begin with, it wasn't your predisposition, it wasn't who you are. So for me, I always say I'm not a salesperson, but I do believe if my life depended on it and I had to sell something, then I will find the means by which I needed to put in motion or in place to do what I needed to do to sell whatever I needed to sell without coming off as cheesy. I mean, I own a clothing brand. In order for people to know what we do, I have to sell something. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm wearing a hat. These are from my brands. These are probably forms of me selling to you because this is my 5th episode. And now people are getting to see this more and more so than they did before. This is a form of me finding a way to say, hey, how am I going to put this brand in front of people so they see it without me having to scream at the top of my lungs like, hey, I'm selling a t-shirt. Hey, I'm selling a sweater. This is what I'm doing. So these are just ways you could overcome some of your fears or limiting beliefs and keep pushing yourself. Understand that you're going to get to no's. I mean, this is note to self, because yes, maybe I'm someone who doesn't like to deal with the rejection of people saying no. But if you don't get enough no's, you're never going to understand what you need to do to convert those no's into yeses. So you have to do the things that you're fearful of doing. You have to surround yourself with the people that are going to get you to the next level. You have to take action. You're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Trust me, it is okay. I mean, being on these lives, I'm 5 episodes in. I'm still probably making a lot of mistakes and all these things. But what's up, Ralph? What's going on, bro? You good? But I understand that it's okay. At the end of the day, we make a lot of mistakes, and you're going to make these mistakes. You just have to embrace them, and you just have to keep pushing forward. I mean, Ralph, my business partner with Royal Dynamite, came on, and we talk about these things all day. Like, I mean, the progression on our Royal Dynamite page on Instagram. Check it out. A picture was posted of us doing a photo shoot 12 years ago in 2010 or so when we started. And a few people send me messages like young, hungry. I mean, we were so young and naive and innocent, and we just started, man. We literally just started that brand because we surrounded ourselves around a bunch of like-minded friends. There were 10 of us. I think I've mentioned this before. We call ourselves the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but that was our way of putting ourselves in a position to take action. If it was just me by myself, I'd have probably thought about it. But when you have to come and be accountable to other people every single week, I mean, we met every single week in Ralph's apartment, which we used to call the lab, which became RD's first headquarters. And we held ourselves to these goals. And because you knew some of your friends were just going to come in and kill it, so you knew they were coming and they had something to provide every week. You didn't want to come empty handed, like I didn't do anything, because you're going to feel like a slacker. You're going to feel like you're not doing anything, but you're not pushing yourself to get to your goals personally. And we use that motivation or that surrounding to get us to launching RD. I mean, 12 years later, like I always say, it hasn't been the easiest thing we've got ourselves into, but that action has opened so many doors for us as entrepreneurs, as men building brands. I mean, and it is evident. I mean, I always tell Ralph, I took some time out from social media, and maybe I always say maybe it's not my true calling. Whereas for him, it is. But over the last 5 years, he's built his following. But not only has he done that, he's built his brands. And in order to do that, he had to show up. He had to take action. So this is not something that I'm saying because people will go and say, oh, this person, I mean, because we go on IG and we see people have 30,000 followers, 40,000 followers. And it's like, no, they didn't just overnight get 30,000 people to click follow with them. They worked on it. He showed up consistently because, yes, we all started at the same zero. And this is somebody I know. And you can kind of say when Instagram started, we were all there. But he showed up consistently to do what he needed to do to make sure he got there. Now, not only is he taking, you take that audience, which you turn it into an influence. You have an influence. Now do something with that influence. And over time, he's shown that in with RD, with the subway, with the real estate, and some exciting things he has coming, which is taking that audience and turning it into influence, but giving them value, educating them, but making them part of a community. So it all goes back to a mindset shift that doesn't happen overnight, but it happens. So you have to take action on the things that you think about. Now, most people will do it faster than you. Just understand it is not a race. Do what you need to do. Yes, there needs to be a sense of urgency to what we do, but take your time, learn, understand that everybody's pace is completely different. So you're going to do what you need to do to make sure you get to where you need to get to. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up, but this is a two-part series. So this one just talks about mindset, unlocking your mind, having a mindset shift to get to where you need to get to the next level. And I think if you get a chance, go on my IG, Cimifly _ or my Facebook, Cecil Williams, or my YouTube, Cimifly, and just rewatch this video, share it with whoever you need to share with, whoever needs to listen to this, because I think it's important information. This is just coming from my experiences, the things that I've had to go through to get to where I am today. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I've accomplished everything that I need to accomplish. I'm a subject matter expert. I am not. This is just my experiences, and I continue to grow as a person. But most importantly, I continue to surround myself with the people who are going to help me get to the next level, who are going to push me when fear kicks in, who are going to push me when I become lazy or whatever that is. So find your tribe, find your community, find who's going to help you get to the next level. Read these books. Read these books. And in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about the Cimifly money mindset. So I have an article about that, the 7 principles to the Cimifly money mindset. Go check it out on my blog, cimifly.medium.com. But read about it, and we're going to talk about it because I think one of the things I'm very passionate about is financial literacy and money. I could talk about that all day, but we're still going to try to keep that to 20 to 25 minutes. Next week, we're going to be talking about that. But for everybody who showed up, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. This means a lot to me that whether it's 5, 6, 7, whatever, how many people show up, it means a lot to me. And I appreciate it deeply. So this kind of just helps me grow. I get feedback from people. Hey, you could have done this better. You could do this. I'm open to everything because we're all here to learn from each other, build a community, and further ourselves. So thank you guys very much. Appreciate your time, and hope you enjoy this. Stay tuned.